Good morning, guys. It is Thursday, October 5th, and I thought I would vlog today. Thursdays, or at least this Thursday, have childcare in the afternoons and early evenings, just so that I can have at least one day that I can give, that I can have time to potentially do phone calls with West Coast clients. So a lot of the time, well, I would say even like most of the time, my clients are in different time zones, so it's just helpful to have some flexibility. Both early and late. So yeah, I've already gotten a bit of work done while she was napping, but it has just been kind of a crazy week, as you will know if you watched my last vlog. So I have also just taken some time this morning to do a little bit of baking, and I think we might even go for a walk before the sitter comes, just because I was feeling like I needed a little bit of a break and had some stressful stuff happen with clients this week, which is just kind of par for the course. It's a part of the job, and I always try, even when stuff is stressful and deadlines are tight and things get changed that were unexpected, I still try to just remind myself how lucky I am to be able to make art for a living. So yeah, anyway, but even though I feel that way, it doesn't mean that the stress and the pressure don't get to me sometimes. So I think I've just been feeling a bit down yesterday and today because of that. So so yeah, a little bit of baking therapy and hopefully walking therapy. And I did want to mention to you guys one quick thing. She's very chatty this morning. One cool thing that came in the mail, I think it was yesterday. You might have already seen this in my Insta stories if you're following me on Instagram. Yes, but anyway, here it is. It is the publication Art Quarter, and it's put out by DPI, which is, I believe, just an illustration and design magazine based out of Taiwan. And they had contacted me several months ago asking if they could do a spread featuring my work, because they're doing this whole issue, this quarterly has been dedicated to food illustration. One second. Hi. Yeah. Anyway, yes, this whole issue has been dedicated to food illustration. So they wanted to include some of my work, and I think it's been out for a while over there, like probably at least a month or so. But I just got it in the mail today, and they were kind enough to send me a copy. So I thought I would flip through a little bit and show you guys some. So this is it, and it is a really nice feeling. I mean, it feels more like a book than a magazine, and I think because it's a quarterly, they've bound it that way. So it's actually pretty hefty, and it has a lot of cool illustrators who participated, and I just was, yeah, really flattered and honored to be included alongside them. So lots and lots of beautiful stuff. I feel like there's a real art to flipping through pages, and I haven't quite mastered it yet. Yeah. So they really got folks with pretty different styles, kind of all over the map in terms of realism, stylization. Oh, look, a few of mine. Yeah, so I had this whole spread, and there's an interview here if you can read. Shoot, I should have looked this up. I think is it Mandarin, or I honestly don't know. I will find out and put it on the screen, but for anybody who can read that, there's a pretty long interview with me here. And these are mine as well. More of mine. I think this is the last page. But yeah, more answers here. So yeah, really cool. If you live in Taiwan, I would imagine it's pretty easy to get a copy. I will do my best to figure out links for where you can buy this. I will see what I can find and put it in the description box. All right, it's about 1:30 and I am up in the studio working away. I think I mentioned this already today, but tomorrow is deadline day, or the first deadline day in a larger project that I'm starting. and it's gonna have a few rounds of sketches, and tomorrow is the first round. And I think that I have gotten them done, but I did them all digitally. I did them on the iPad, so I've had to import them over to my computer. And typically, if a project has, like, I don't know, probably fewer than 3 or 4 illustrations, I would just send them as individual low-res JPEGs. But since this project has a lot of illustrations, I want to merge them all together into one PDF just to make it easier for the client to view. So I have to put that together, and yeah, and then I want to let them sit for a little bit, just because I just finished doing them, and sometimes with compositions especially, I feel like it's better if I can have a little bit of distance before I finally send it off. Just that way, if there's any little things that pop out at me after I've had some space from the work, I do have time to fix it. So yeah, I'm getting that all prepped, and I have also started trying to edit a video. It's been just like a crazy few weeks, so I haven't really, I feel like I'm amazed that I even found a way to film some videos in the past week. They were just kind of squeezed in here and there, but I'm really trying to keep going with it and keep moving with it, even though life feels crazy right now. But related to that, actually, I have been looking at and thinking about trying to do some kind of a social media scheduler. I hope I don't have my hand in front of the microphone. I really might. Anyway, yes, I feel like that is one of the things, like, what you can always tell when I'm like overwhelmed with client work, because my social media posts just stop everywhere except for on Tumblr, where it's easier for me to just use the queue to stack up just like a bunch of work that I've already done, but just kind of repost it, so at least there's some content going out. But I haven't really found a good rhythm for doing that with Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And I have a large enough body of work now that, especially for folks who haven't been following me for that long, I can cycle back through and post previous stuff. And I also even know, like, personally for myself, with artists who I follow, I actually really like seeing posts of their older work, or even if it's a piece that I've seen before, I like seeing it again. I like having that stuff in my feed. So yeah, I want to find a way to do that and hopefully have it be like manageable, because if to just like every day, excuse me, try to remember to be like posting something on every social media platform like that, I'm good at that if I have an okay workload. But if I'm feeling overwhelmed, then that's like the first thing to go out the window. So yeah, I think I was looking at Buffer, and I think maybe years ago I tried Hootsuite, but never, it just was inconvenient. Maybe it's more convenient now. But anyway, all that to say, if any of you have recommendations for social media schedulers, I would particularly be interested in ones that are just like easy to use, both on desktop and on mobile, and that's why I was looking at Buffer. So, but if you have any other suggestions, let me know. Yeah, so for the afternoon, as I said, I'm kind of taking a break from those sketches, letting those sit for a little bit, letting those sit for a little bit, going to do some video editing, and yeah, I think it's yet another day where there's not a whole lot that I can show you guys. Oh, actually, I did think of one thing I wanted to mention, though. This isn't my work, this is someone else's work, but yeah, this is by an artist named Becca Statlander, and I just bought it off of her Etsy a little while ago, and I really love it. Her work is very different from mine, but I love the kind of quirky, folksy feel, and I really love kites, so I was thinking this would be fun to put up over Penelope's crib.